The humid air of the Honey Island swamp hangs heavy, a thick shroud woven from cypress and Spanish moss, holding secrets as old as the gnarled roots that grip the murky water. Here the sun struggles to pierce the dense canopy, leaving the bayou in a perpetual twilight, where shadows stretch and coalesce into shapes that stir a primal unease deep within you. It is a place where the veil between the known and the utterly unfathomable feels impossibly thin, almost porous. Atmospheric dread. Scale, specific location. The silence here is rarely absolute, often broken by the guttural croak of a bullfrog, the rustle of an unseen creature in the sawgrass, or the distant, mournful cry of an owl. But sometimes, just sometimes, a different sound allegedly pierces the stillness, a chilling, almost human shriek, or a series of guttural growls that seem to defy any known wildlife. This is the domain of a legend whispered in hushed tones, a creature believed by many to stalk these ancient waterways. Atmospheric dread. Scale. Specific location. For generations, the people of St. Tammany Parish, Louisiana, have spoken of a monstrous entity, a cryptid known simply as the Honey Island swamp monster. It is a tale woven into the very fabric of the region, a persistent legend that refuses to be relegated to mere campfire folklore. This is not a haint of a grand plantation, nor the spectral echo of a tragic past, but something far more visceral and unsettling, a primal fear given form. Folklore origin, scale, community legend. The creature, often described as a bipedal beast standing 7 feet tall, covered in matted gray hair with yellow eyes and webbed hands and feet, allegedly combines the features of a man and an alligator. Its presence is said to be preceded by an overpowering foul odor, a stench of decay and swamp gas that clings to the humid air long after it has passed. Such a description suggests a lineage far older than modern sightings, hinting at something deeply rooted in the primal consciousness of the Deep South. Unsettling discovery. Scale, community legend. Perhaps the most compelling of these accounts comes from a man named Harlan Ford. In 1963, Ford, a retired air traffic controller, was exploring the swamp with a friend when he allegedly stumbled upon something truly horrific. He reported discovering a cluster of wild hogs, their throats ripped open, their bodies partially consumed. The tracks left in the mud beside them were unlike any animal he had ever seen. 3-toed, reptilian, yet disturbingly large. Eyewitness testimony. Scale, individual encounter. Ford, a man of sober disposition, reportedly returned to the site days later with plaster casts, capturing the alleged footprints that would fuel decades of fascination and fear. He claimed to have seen the creature itself, a hulking, shadowy form moving through the dense foliage, disappearing as quickly as it appeared. The image of those tracks and the chilling story of their discovery quickly permeated the local community, giving tangible form to the elusive swamp monster. Eyewitness testimony. Scale, individual encounter. The impact of Ford's testimony was profound, lending credibility to a legend that many had dismissed as mere superstition. It solidified the image of the creature in the collective mind, transforming vague whispers into a concrete, terrifying possibility. The very mention of the name Harlan Ford, even now, can bring a quiet shiver to those who know the swamp's true, unsettling nature. Personal impact. Scale, community legend. Yet the roots of this legend stretch back far beyond Ford's alleged encounter, deep into the primordial history of this land. The Honey Island swamp, like much of Louisiana, was once the ancestral home of the Choctaw people. Their folklore, rich with tales of nature's power and the spirits that inhabit its wild places, allegedly holds a key to understanding the deeper meaning of this monster. Historical context. Scale, broader historical context. Among the Choctaw, and later among the French Creole populations, stories persisted of the Loup-Garou, a creature of European origin, akin to a werewolf, but one that adapted to the swamp's unique dangers. This shape-shifting entity, sometimes described as a man-beast, was said to stalk the bayous and cypress groves, preying on those who dared to venture too far into the wild. The connection between these ancient tales and the modern swamp monster is a disturbing one. Folklore origin. Scale cultural belief system. The descriptions of the Loup-Garou, often emphasizing its feral nature and its ability to blend into the shadows, bear an eerie resemblance to the reported characteristics of the Honey Island swamp monster. It suggests that the creature is not merely a modern anomaly, but a manifestation of an ancient, ingrained fear, the fear of the wild, untamed forces that lie just beyond the civilized world, always ready to reclaim their dominance. Folklore origin, scale, cultural belief system. This confluence of indigenous belief and European superstition, hardened by the isolation and unforgiving landscape of the Deep South, creates a psychological dread that is uniquely potent. It is the fear that something truly ancient, something pre-human, still endures in the deepest recesses of the swamp, a silent, watchful horror that remembers a time before man. Atmospheric dread. Scale, overarching psychological impact. Decades after Harlan Ford's account, in the early 1980s, another alleged encounter intensified the legend. Rayford Brosley, a commercial fisherman, reportedly had a harrowing experience in the swamp. He claimed to have seen a large, dark figure standing upright near the water's edge, its eyes reflecting the faint moonlight with an unsettling, predatory glint. The creature allegedly let out a high-pitched shriek before disappearing into the dense undergrowth. Eyewitness testimony. Scale, individual encounter. Brosley's account, like Ford's, was met with a mixture of skepticism and chilling belief. He also allegedly discovered unusual tracks and disturbed vegetation, further cementing the idea that something truly extraordinary inhabited the Honey Island swamp. These reports, from credible individuals, gave the monster a tangible presence, transforming it from a mere myth into an enduring, unsettling reality for many. Eyewitness testimony. Scale, individual encounter. The vastness of the Honey Island swamp itself, encompassing over 70,000 acres of undisturbed wilderness, lends credence to the idea of an undiscovered species or a hidden horror. Its labyrinthine waterways, its impenetrable thickets of kudzu and cypress, offer countless hiding places, perfect for a creature that wishes to remain unseen. The sheer scale of its isolation makes the impossible seem, if not plausible, then at least disturbingly possible. Atmospheric dread, scale surrounding landscape. The Deep South, you see, is a land that holds its secrets tightly, often burying them beneath layers of history, folklore, and the relentless creep of nature. Here, the past is never truly past. It lingers, a palpable presence in the air, in the soil, and in the old stories passed down through generations. The swamp monster is but one of these enduring echoes, a testament to the raw, untamed spirit of this region. Historical context. Scale, broader historical context. The monster's alleged persistence, despite numerous expeditions and investigations, only deepens its enigmatic allure. It embodies the ultimate unknown, a living embodiment of the wilderness that refuses to be tamed or fully understood. The absence of definitive proof, rather than discrediting the legend, often serves only to strengthen the belief that it is simply too cunning, too ancient to be easily caught. Lingering mystery, scale, cultural belief system. When you are deep in the swamp, surrounded by the guttural sounds and the thick, suffocating air, it is easy to imagine eyes watching you from the shadows, a hulking form lurking just beyond your sight. The mind, in such isolation, begins to play tricks, or perhaps it simply becomes more attuned to the subtle, unsettling truths that the modern world has forgotten. Atmospheric dread, scale, specific location. The legend of the Honey Island swamp monster, therefore, endures not just as a thrilling tale, but as a reflection of the profound respect and fear that the swamp inspires. It is a reminder that in places where nature reigns supreme, where the land itself seems to breathe with an ancient primal energy, there are boundaries to human understanding, and some mysteries are simply meant to remain unsolved. Lingering mystery. Scale, community legend. It is a melancholic thought that even in our era of relentless exploration and scientific pursuit, some parts of the world, and indeed some parts of the human psyche, remain stubbornly wild and untamed. The monster, if it exists, is a silent guardian of that ancient truth, a living testament to the fact that not everything can be categorized, explained, or ultimately contained. Personal impact. Scale, overarching psychological impact. And so, the whispers continue, carried on the damp air, rustling through the cypress trees. The Honey Island swamp monster remains an enduring mystery, a potent symbol of the Deep South's untamed heart. It waits, allegedly, in the shadows, a dark echo of ancient fears, reminding us that some things are still here, lurking just beyond the edge of our comprehension, forever disturbing the quiet solitude of the bayou. Lingering mystery, scale, overarching psychological impact.